You guys gotta really get in here.
Let's put our masks on.
I gotta scoot in.
We'll just sit here.
No, we're good. We're good. Been on Zoom so many times. Love it. Get in here, Sam. Be in the back. You guys can meet in the front. That's attention on me. So I believe I've never been a host on one of these scheduled meetings, but I believe normally the way it works is that people come in here, they can chat with us early. So I'm pretty sure you don't need to do that. I think they have the option of hearing us.
There's no writing though. There's like no message. They don't type. Right?
Well,
they
you
just
can
talk
type
to
too.
us.
Yeah, I think it's talk to us, but there's a chat.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But that's more private.
So
Like
it's a lot of well, everyone can see it. So you can select to everyone, or you can normally when there's more people in here, you can put a drop down, and then you can select who you want to message.
Okay.
So you don't normally set to everyone, but you can actually select who you want to message things to, so it's not like disrupt the conversation. But the chat's super helpful because if the crowd is really rowdy, then you can mute everyone and chat instead.
Okay. They're rowdy.
They're rowdy.
Tone it down, people.
I'm gonna get closer to you. Right?
I'll be practically sitting in meetings.
I don't care.
I'm in his lap. I'll take the right leg, you take the left leg.
Now I can make it really awkward.
Sorry, Jim Dad.
Please not. Please no. We're just gonna leave this here. I want to see the other participants as they come in. So let's go from there. 2 more minutes, but people should be able to join pretty much now. Both you should post right now. Do it.
I posted 5
The water's warm. I think we'll get at least 2 participants.
Say we're live on Zoom. Should I say live and say, buddy, we're live on Zoom?
We're live. Join us. Coach's Corner. The wondrous duo of Eve and Sam. Hey, Carmela. One waiting. Admit. Yes, you can join. I'm glad I pulled that up, actually. It's convenient. What's up, Carmela?
Hey, Carmela.
All right, let's see how this works. Gallery view. Hey, that's convenient. Speaker view. Gallery view. I like gallery. That means we should like everyone.
How are you doing, Carmela?
Hi, Carmela.
Should be able to hear you, right? Turn the volume way up.
Hey, I'm doing fine.
What's up?
Hello.
Hello.
Shelly.
That
How are
actually
you?
works.
Good.
It's be a nice little experience. Oh, I love it. Have you guys met yet? Shelly, Carmela, have you guys met?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Shelly, meet Carmela. And in reverse.
Shelly.
Hi.
Close in here. So
It's like you're
Hi.
Where are you, Shelly? Are you going places?
Nope, just sitting in the car. Charging.
place.
Get it.
glad you guys could be here.
Right. Defend it and for future participants. That's breaking social.
I'm making some dinner, some eggs. And
We see each other every day.
It's actually true.
Yeah.
Spend a lot of time together in this
We
room.
live here. We're only 3
We
years.
live here.
We live here for
No.
about 2 hours.
Oh yeah, 2.5 hours every day. Yeah. That's fair.
How you guys hanging?
Anything going?
Shelly?
Okay.
Yeah. Just get out of work today?
Oh no,
Oh,
I'm out for the summer.
nice. Okay. You're a teacher. Are you a teacher?
Correct.
Okay. Grade do you teach?
3rd through 5th grade special ed.
Ooh. Did you have to use Zoom?
Huh?
If you want
what did you say?
to
April.
Hey, April.
just
How you
to-
doing?
Facial presentation. I learned that the hard way.
Right.
Otherwise, it always looks like you're looking down talking. It's like, hi.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, April?
What's up, April?
I can move.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You just waved, so I was like, I
How are you?
didn't see.
Having a
Good,
good.
good.
Yeah, how's your summer so far?
Beautiful. Look at this weather.
What's
Yeah.
up, Nicole?
Finally got some.
Ready to come back. Might see you Wednesday night.
April.
Hi guys.
What's up?
Oh, I miss you guys.
Oh, too? We miss you too.
Don't start crying.
Oh.
You just start crying.
Mm.
So Sherry. Hey Sherry. How are you?
You gonna come, Cole?
What?
Come Wednesday to our night workout?
6:30. Work out in the park.
Yes, I need to put something in my calendar so I remember.
Yeah. Set a reminder. What's up, Madam? Hey.
The thing is if you guys yell
To the park.
Right,
to the
right.
park, yeah.
Shoot 'em what?
You can't work out for
That'd be so mean.
this. You can just watch. No.
Is the date and time posted in the group?
I did a event page, invited whoever I could, and then I reposted it too, so everybody could see it.
Have you got it
If
yet,
I couldn't
Shelley?
invite you.
6:30. 6:30 at Ramona Park is where it's going to be at.
Wednesday.
Yep.
It's gonna be killer.
And we'll plan on being like close to the where
Veronica.
a beat. So we'll plan on being like close to the front in the park, so you guys like pull in, you can see us. You're not.
I'm sure you'll do.
Yeah. Those of you who've been to one of before, we're not going like to the backpack or the other things.
Yeah, you should.
You know, it's free access, which is super nice.
Are you thinking like parking lot or are you thinking like grassy area?
The grass park.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I stayed. It'll be on the grass.
Yep.
So you don't have any equipment this time, but if you do have a mat, if you don't like the grass, or you might want
Bring him out.
something. It's gonna be all body weight, cardio, workout, just to kind of get familiar with the guys. And some people are new, to, have never seen us really face to face. So we'll all soon be.
Working out with you.
Sam's gonna do burpees the whole time.
Yeah.
I might, if he does it, I might try one.
There you go.
Just one, because I'm afraid the swing will come back and whack me. So I get up once, that's all that matters. I'm good.
I'll sign another liability waiver form. I'm not.
We'll just bring the big rope and we'll do
Not doing that either. No.
double under rope. We don't want to scare
I'll
them.
just remember to take my pre-workout.
No jump rope and burpees. Pre-workout. Too much already. Kristen.
We going to park? No, what are you doing?
April, that's adorable.
Yeah, let me.
This is wonderful. All right. Well, let's get down to business, guys. We got to talk about some really important things here. Y'all have just been slacking. Really disappointed.
Oh,
I have.
I have.
We came here.
I'll wear it.
We hyped you up. We hyped you up with talks of motivation and accountability. We're here just to punish you. 100 burpees, all of you, right now.
Oh God, hell no.
Camera or in private.
You guys know us. We don't punish. We don't do that kind of stuff. I've seen some crazy stuff in my years of being a coach. I don't actually talk about that much, like my experience with coaching. Every single time I've seen a coach try and punish someone, the client either gets super pissed off, or they do it, and then they don't like the punch. You see anybody trying to punish anybody else in the system, that, and then your head just. That's just bad. The recipes for that. Yeah. Not good.
hate that.
I don't know where in that. It's not.
I think it's like it's not like rod like that or something. Negative reinforcement.
We're bantering about coaching. for you guys.
Physical punishment.
Yeah, yeah, because it's not taught. Like you don't learn that stuff in PT school. Chocolate on or pissed off with someone that you just get mad.
I could just say 10 burpees and then we'd be good with that,
And you'd be the one doing
Right,
it.
just coach, they just write it on the board 10 burpees and just do that.
At least, but
Doesn't
you
have to be punished.
But you would be someone who would do it with them, you know? What I mean?
Right, yeah, for
That's
sure.
different, you know. But yeah, one thing I definitely want to talk about to you guys, and I think it's worth repeating, because this is something that I've been thinking about. Is like, what's one thing that I want to tell you guys to remind you, right? Because for me as a coach, it's always to remind you guys going back to the fundamentals. Very rarely is there a time and a place something that's like brand spanking new or like really out there. Because most of the time people don't need something new. They don't need to be taught something else, and you're reminded of what actually works, because we as human beings will get into a groove of things and we'll forget along the way and we'll stop. And so it ends up oscillating up and down with all of our progress and our behavior. So I've been really thinking, one thing I think I want to remind you guys is,
Yvonne. What's up, Yvonne? Thank you.
is make sure that you guys are like doing the thing first and then allowing that to pull you forward with momentum. I think it's the most important thing. And I know Eve's harped on it. I know Sam has harped on it plenty of times, which is why it's really important. Hey, pro tip, you guys should listen. Oftentimes, if we repeat something and it's all three of us saying it in different ways, it's really important. Each one of us in our own way has said, start, and then let that carry you the motivation to keep going. Start first. Don't wait for motivation, right? I know a lot of people wait for motivation to hit. And like, another thing I've noticed, not to rant, but it's like there's this really crazy like life coaching, like motivational entrepreneur movement going on. And I don't talk about that much here because like me as a business or entrepreneur kind of guy, I kind of keep them like a little bit separate. It's huge, like movement of like everyone else, like everyone wants to be like Instagram famous. It's kind of crazy. But they all harp on like motivation and like you know, making sure that you're really feeling it and stuff like that. I don't think a lot of times they forget the most important thing, and that's just to tell you guys to start. Like
Taking action.
Yes, do something toward your goal. And mind you, it doesn't have to be anything significant. 10 push-ups can make you want to do 20 push-ups. 10 sit-ups can make you want to do 20 sit-ups. That's 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups. That's 40 times better than
So
0.
on that, how many woman makers did any of you do last week?
Ooh, I did 0.
I did like 8. Pretty sure.
Did like once.
Because you did them with me.
I did it with you.
Because you did them
I
with
saw
me.
Eve doing them, and I was like, I'm gonna do something right now.
And then he handed me more weight walk.
I did. Here you go.
Eve, you got this. Get it.
And throw Sam back in. You stop. How many have you done? Lead by example, right?
I did at least 25 a day.
He's been on it.
But I think you guys like already went through that initial step. Like you guys found your reason, you found your why, and then you started. I mean, you guys all know what that feels like. So now, once you find that reason and that why, you have to like hold it so tight and just grip it and like use it every day for your motivation. Like you cannot let go.
Stay determined. Stay committed to yourself and stay determined. And your goals can change. Your why can change. It can change daily. I was watching another trainer video, and she was talking about how it can change daily. A lot of times we say, "Oh, we should do it for ourselves." Well, that's not necessarily true. You know, a lot of what we heard from you guys is a lot of your why is for your grandkids, and that's okay. That's okay to do it for others. It really is, because whatever that gives us passion to take action, then that's okay. It doesn't have to be like this big, thing. That I just want to look good naked. But always. But what I've staying determined.
And like necessarily hit that goal right away, and that can be really hard. But don't feel like make that. Like I've adjusted so many times. It's okay. It might not be as realistic as you thought right away, and it's okay. Let us know like what you're thinking, and like we want to help to guide you like to get to that goal, because there is a realistic approach to every goal. Every goal that you guys have, once we accomplish, is realistic to tell you that you can do it.
I remind you, tell Camilla, anybody that's newer with us.
Just real quick, Mary Beth, or can whoever can mute yourself? We can barely hear you.
I wonder who's up.
And
Hang on. All right, I muted her. That probably sounds better, right?
No, you guys are okay. It's just everybody needs to make sure they're on mute so we don't hear background noise, which cuts you guys out.
Thanks for teaching us.
Yeah.
We're new at this.
We don't hear any of that. We're just like, you guys.
Everyone's muting themselves.
been
up.
through many office meetings with background noise, so just mute yourself unless you're gonna talk. And
I was
Yeah.
assuming it naturally starts.
Feel free
with
to
me.
chime in though if you want to have something to say.
You're good, Mary Beth. You're good. As long as you can hear us, that's what matters the most. All right, basically everyone's on mute now, so we're good. All right, we're good.
I forgot what I was
There's
saying.
no noise. You were saying you're not just a fitness. You're not just an
Right,
aerobics
I'm not just an
instructor.
aerobic instructor. We all have knowledge of nutrition and different modifications for workouts and different things we can do and staying active. You know, it's not just, you know, I don't have just one thing that you just come in here and I tell you what to do, you know? So keep reaching out to us. If you have not heard from us, which hopefully we're doing still a pretty good job about reaching out to you guys, but if you have not heard from us, reach out to us. Say, hey, help. Hey, somebody text us today. They, you know, help me. I've totally fell off the wagon. And like, well, I reached out to you a couple times. You didn't answer me, you know, but still, you know, and then she's going to come walk with me tomorrow so we can walk and talk, you know? So that's the other thing too, with the walk in the morning. I know it's early. I'm doing it for myself to get myself up, geared up to start coming in early. Cause when we do open up, I got to come in here at 5 a.m. So I got to get up, but it's good for me to walk and just be out and get started in the day, you know? And I know it's early, and some people tell me they've slept in. Well, it's just a walk. I'm not going to ask you to do burpees or anything.
Maybe some lunges.
I did some walking lunges. I was by
walking,
myself
right?
today. So I had to amuse myself because I was getting bored. So I did do some walking lunges and a few. They probably thought I was a little crazy out there doing jumps.
And I heard somebody else
Do
say
your
like,
thing, girl.
Yeah.
I'm a super speedy walker and I might get away from people. And it's like, well,
Get it.
the nice part about the cemetery
Well,
is
that's-
that it's like a big loop. So
Yeah.
you can walk as fast as you want or as slow
Yeah.
as you want.
You can wave as you go
still,
by.
and still be close to everybody. So it's pretty cool. So
There's always a way.
yeah, you can join that walk. That'd be fun.
But it helped me to say I'm going to be close to the gym just to hold me accountable. Because even if nobody shows up, it's still like, well, if somebody does, I feel like I let you down. So I'm doing it for me.
It's a win-win.
Yeah. So for the
It's a
accountability.
win for
So
you. It's a win for you guys.
you guys are, you know, totally, or even just reach out to me too. I've got a lot of time when I'm not here. You know, you can be like, hey, we meet up and take a walk or something, you know? So, and we got nice weather. Let's enjoy it. I got a kayak too, if y'all want.
Nope.
Go for a walk and a kayak with Eve.
Kayak.
Yeah,
So if you want to
She will
basically,
take you.
Eve's got it going on. So if you want to party, go with Eve. I'm bored.
Even though our doctor said,
Yeah.
maybe not so much kayaking.
We're not
but-
talking about that. But the point that we're trying to make for you guys is just start, like do something, right? And related to that, another thing I want to talk to you guys about is the mind's incredible power to do basically whatever you want directed to do. But it's really important that you utilize that aspect, because just as easily as your mind can rationalize and make excuses and talk you out of something, your mind can equally have the power to talk you into something, right? And so it's whichever piece you feed, right? Obviously, we want you guys to feed the fitness side. So like putting yourself into the mindset of, I want to talk myself into exercise at least once a day. I want to talk myself into eating a healthy meal when I know I can make healthy meals, right? Things like that, like making better choices. And again, nothing grandiose here. We're not preaching anything new. We're talking to you guys about what's in between your ears, because that's the ultimate decision maker, right? Which is why what Sam was saying, start with your why, is really important, because usually if you can emotionalize the experience, it becomes way more easy to stick with. And what Eve is saying without really saying it actually is the power of environment. That's huge. Your environment is hugely influential over your decisions and what your actions actually turn out to be. So I will bet every single dollar bill in my wallet that if you walk with Eve more, you will work out more, because you will be more connected to that. If you come join us in the park workouts, you will work out more on your own on virtuals, because you're more connected to that. I'll bet all the money in my wallet on that, which is like $5 right now, because I'm willing to bet it, because it's true. Like your environment determines what you do almost more than anything else. There's actually an old adage I always used to get from my coaches when I was training. Whatever's in the house will eventually get eaten. And the same is true for exercise. What you start with exercise will eventually continue into more exercise, right? So use your environment wisely. That's why we do all these things live for you guys. Notice we do the workouts live in person. So you guys to join us if you can. We're just trying to make sure you can see us. It's important to stay connected. That's why we're not just giving you guys like 10-footed stuff out of nowhere, which I've seen other gyms do, which is kind of sad.
Well, even just walking or pushing play or doing some kind of activity is just gonna get that adrenaline going, that feel good feeling, and it's like, wow, I just walked 40 minutes. I don't want to go eat a donut.
Yeah.
At least I'm that way.
Yep.
I don't want to mess that up. I got to start, so I don't want to mess that up. So that'll get you on board, help you get on board with your nutrition too.
Exactly.
And we know there's like so many things going on right now, and you guys don't have to overwhelm yourself with like trying to take on 10 new goals. Just start simple, keep it simple. Maybe start with, I'm going to start my eating habit. I'm going to start changing how I eat. And then goal number 2 is I want to get into a pattern of working out. Start simple, keep it, short and sweet, and then start building on that.
I'll be honest, I've restarted 100 times. I really have. I
Basically,
restart, and I always restart in the middle of the week. I mess up and I'm like, oh, I just get back on. And I might start with something different, a little bit different. Like I tried keto, for about 2 weeks. And I'm like, I like it, but it was too hard for me to stick to and be consistent with. So I'm like, well, I'll go back to the beginning, what I used to do and tracking food and, just something simple. And then I was working out really, really hard. And then I kind of faltered, and these guys were like, hey, yep, knock, knock. So started to get me to commit, come back in, and but I found different ways to enjoy it, and that's what I said, the walking and everything. I said, well, it just gets me going. It gets me here, because my biggest thing too is if I just get into the gym. If I'm in the gym, I'm okay. I do stuff, but it's the fact of getting from there on time,
And for those of you guys at home, the equivalent to
Yeah.
her getting here is using play.
Mhm.
That's the environment you need to set up for yourself. So you guys need to really think about it, because that's what's going to get you to continue to do it, right? Yeah, it's not the same place, but the action is literally the same. You're getting ready to work out, and you work out.
Like I said, just creating that environment, having that space ready, having your clothes, your workout clothes laid out, knowing when your time is going to be, and then setting that standard and just going for it.
There's 2 things to piggyback on what both these guys are saying that I want to address to you guys. Number 1 is what even Sam are both saying without saying it, is notice how when they say set goals for yourself, they're actually setting action-based goals, not outcome-based goals. Notice how we never really said set a goal to lose 10 pounds. We always say set a goal to work out 3 times a week, set a goal to eat healthy. Because when that's your goal, the result is inevitable. You'll get there. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, assuming you're taking the right actions, which is what we always teach you guys, right? You know those 3. We're not proctors of fancy diets and things like that. We're really not. We keep it really simple, and that's where we have all these conversations with you guys to figure out what's going to work for you, right? So we're more than happy to experiment always. We want to figure out what actually molds to what you can stick with. So always focus on your actions first. Set goals to what you're doing. That's going to keep you more motivated rather than setting goals based on outcome, because the outcome, if you're not getting where, if you're not doing what you got to do, it's always going to be ahead of you and always elude you, and it's going to feel more discouraging. All right, so start with the goal of where you want to be, but then put all your focus on what it takes to get there, and that's what's actually going to get you there. Action-based goals, that's number 1. Number 2 is what you were just saying at the end there, holding yourself to a higher standard is huge. You get out of life what you tolerate. One of my coaches taught me that early on, and I'll repeat that because it's really important, and it may have missed. You get in life what you tolerate. That is just fact. If you tolerate a lazy lifestyle, you're going to have a lazy lifestyle, right? And if you tolerate actually making sure that you're working out.
Adrian.
What?
Adrian, what is an example of it, of a goal that?
Of a goal that's what you cut out, Carmela. I can't hear.
I don't know. Can you type it?
You can type it in the chat, Carmela, because I can't hear you right now.
For some reason you're cutting out. So if you want to type it in for us.
I heard example of a goal that is ... It's like a mystery novel. Hang on, Carmela, I'm going to mute you, but type it in the chat if you can. All her internet probably cut out. Probably. All right. But what I was
Oh,
saying,
okay.
that's all good. What I was saying is you get in life what you tolerate at the end of the day. So I want you guys to raise your standard of what you're tolerating in yourselves. And to keep it really, 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 really real with tough love that I come from always, you only get one life, y'all. Resurrection is not a thing. So, you know, if you want to get to your deathbed and regret everything, then tolerate laziness. If you want to go to your deathbed and regret nothing, then tolerate having a life that you want to live, and don't settle. Don't settle. And I say that incredibly selfishly, but coming from the good kind of selfish, where it's self-serving in a way where you can work for other people, because by giving yourself more, you get to give the world more, right? I'm not saying take from the world. I'm saying give to yourself. That's the selfishness that I'm talking about, right? So you got to make the time, and you got to tolerate less crap in your life.
That's a water bottle.
And,
I thought Don was drinking beer there. I'm like, what?
I thought I'd bring your wine to the chat. I'll bring wine next week.
Right.
We'll chill.
I'm gonna kind of piggyback off what you're saying too, with the goals and just like the outcome. You know, we all have like an outcome that we want, and that's kind of like, that's your long-term goal. That's like saying, I want to lose 50 pounds, but you can't keep the focus on that. Keep the focus on like the daily grind, those things that are going to get you to that point. Okay. And then sometimes you have to make those shifts in the daily grind to get to that outcome goal. Maybe shift the adjustments on like how long until you're going to get to that goal. And that's okay to make those adjustments, but focus, like what he said, on those action goals, on those daily steps that you're taking every day. That's going to help you to stay focused. And are you going to mess up? Sure. We all mess up. I mean, it's okay. And don't beat yourself up. Just know that every day is a new day to start and to push harder than the last time.
The only underlying factor, this is true, what I've learned in running a business, this is true in personal fitness, this is true in even relationships. The number one thing that makes or breaks the difference between people that get it where they want to go or end up not getting where they want to go is intentional time. That's key. It's not just like spending time. You can spend time and waste time. It's intentional time. Every single day, your intentional time will look like taking care of important relationships, taking care of business, taking care of family, if that's your thing, and or working on yourself, which should always be a thing for anyone, no matter what stage of life you're in, right? So intentional time over time. Intentional time over time. That's the big secret that's out to any sort of success. It's how you spend your time wisely, and then all you do is repeat that day after day after day. And sure as heck, you're going to get to where you want to be, right? Because you're doing the right things. And what Sam was saying, adaptability is a really important component of reaching your goals, guys, right? So for me, personally, to give you guys an example, I know we don't talk about it with people because, again, I try and keep these things pretty separate, but it works. Like for you guys, you've changed how you've worked out. For us and myself, we've changed how we're running the gym. We didn't just like full chop, right? Like we didn't just close as soon as like we couldn't be here anymore. That's not adapting, right? We're continuing to adapt to the situation just as you guys are, right? It's all new for me to run virtual workouts because I've always done this on the training floor, right? I've actually never done virtual workouts ever in my life. I've always done in-person coaching. So it's very different for me. So adapting is huge, right?
And we're trying to make the workouts even more exciting, I guess, or interchangeable too, and a lot more flexible too, entertaining too. That's our videos. I don't know about the workouts.
Oh, come on. You two are making killer workouts. You guys know that.
This guy too.
You're right. Yeah, my backpack workouts.
But we've had to adapt and change, and I've learned a lot on even actual training, because we have to really think it through than just throw an exercise out there, because we got to think about you guys at home, so you don't have injury or
It's more practice coaching.
Yeah.
So we're actually becoming better coaches as a result of this, because now when we program for you guys, again, this is stuff you don't see. We have to be more proactive about modifications, substitutions, exercise selection, and programming, because now we don't have the ability to like one-off correct someone right in the room. So it takes more for us up front. So we're becoming better coaches in planning this process. But adaptability is a huge component, guys. You got to be willing to move and go with the flow. There's a really good book called Who Moved My Cheese. If anyone's read it, it's a great book by Spencer something. I forgot his last name. But it talks about being adapting to a situation. So the story is basically about these mice. There's two mice that are more like intuitive. When the cheese moves in the maze, they just kind of sniff around and go with it, and they figure out where it is. These other two mice named Hem and Haw, they're like really intellectual about crap, and they like overthink it. And when the cheese got moved, they like sat in the same spot and like fumed about it and fussed about it. One of them never ended up moving in the book. Actually, he just stayed there the whole time. I think he actually died. The other guy, so that was Hem. Hem stayed, didn't do anything. Haw ended up moving reluctantly away from his buddy, but he ended up navigating the maze, found that to be really enjoyable in the process, and then found the new cheese. So the story, the illustration is to say that when you adapt and move with the flow, that in and of itself can actually be enjoyable, because not only are you learning a new skill, but you're growing as a person.
It's a journey.
It's a journey, exactly, yeah. This is all part of it. So when you guys come back and we're here again, you're gonna have greater skill set knowing what it feels like to work out without necessarily having to go somewhere. The skill set that we want you guys to really adapt and learn is how to hold yourselves accountable to just hit play, really, right? It's not that it's a form of weakness that you aren't doing it. It's just a matter of getting in the right mindset and really recreating that environmental aspect of it to make sure that you're setting aside time, hitting play, doing what you got to do. So basically, you got to move with the cheese, because that's what we've been doing this whole time. That's how we're still open. That's how we're able to stay strong. I know a lot of gyms that have closed because they weren't able to move with the cheese. So, and we're trying our best. We're doing what we can. Really, actually, really grateful for all of you guys
Really
sticking
grateful.
around.
Super grateful.
And I'm not to say that it's easy. I don't express concern or hardship, but it's been hard. It's been really hard. You know, we know the morale has been lowered because we're not in the same environment. A lot of things have been happening with people's jobs, a lot of uncertainty. And so, you know, I think a lot of people tend to get the misnomer, the misconception that I put off a really like tough guy, got it all together kind of act, but it's not all together always.
Oh, we got chats down
Always
here.
adapting. What's up?
There's
Open up the chat. Just chat on that.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
what do we got, Mary Beth? Mary Beth's adding to the more food pics. Yes. Post your meals.
Yep. We love the food pics.
Well, that's a good segue there, Mary Beth, too.
I like it.
So we want you guys to push play. We want you to work out because we want you to stay connected and know that you have support for workouts and staying active.
Mhm.
However, just because I don't care if you are working out 7 days a week or 6 or whatever, doesn't mean you can eat crap. So in order to, if you're trying to lose weight and lose fat, you still have to eat better. And you still have to work on that and eating better. I'm not telling you have to eat perfect, but, you know, and we're happy to give you advice, you know, eating protein, make sure you're getting your protein in there, help build the muscle, you know, cut back on the bad carbs or all of the bad carbs. You know, there's good carbs. You know, if you ever want to know what those are, we'll let you know, you know. But in tracking your food is really a good way to know exactly what you're putting in your body. So, and I'm just talking simply just MyFitnessPal.
Doesn't even have to do that. You can just write it down.
Yeah,
You just
or even write it down.
Paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't even worry about counting calories, but just pay attention. It's going to make you more aware of what you're putting in your body. And then you can start to change the things like, well, I didn't feel really good when I ate all of that.
Yep.
Or, you know, I'm still hungry. Why am I still hungry? Because you didn't eat very much. You didn't fill up with vegetables or something like that. So it's really important to really focus on nutrition. And I would believe that, you know, 90% of our members are wanting to lose weight, whether it's 10 pounds or 50 pounds. You're wanting to lose weight, and that's the way you're going to do it. You can get stronger with working out, but it's not necessarily going to change your body.
Can I add something to that too? Because the eating is really important. So 2 things I want to remind you guys about. It's always reminders. The way I like thinking about it is like exercise is it's going to like shape your body the way that you want it to. And then food is what actually helps you show what you've carved out. So think about it. So exercise is it helps you get what you want to show. Food helps you actually show it, right? And what Eve is saying is really important. And one thing I want to stress to you guys really importantly right now, especially because when human beings sense change, usually the first instinct is like reluctance. That's also another illustration from the story. We don't like change. We like things can't stay the same. And so since things are changing a lot more than ever, people are under a lot of stress. They're under a lot of emotional concern, things like that. So I want you guys to be more aware, which is what Eve was saying, be aware of things in your mind that go like, I feel like having ... I really wish I had ... I could really go for a ... Gee, I really want ... Oh my gosh, I can't wait till I can eat ... or drink ... Be wary of those conversations in your mind. My best go-to is like going for a walk or talking to a friend or just doing literally anything except having whatever I want cravings for. And that's the most important thing I think right now for you guys, because when times get tough and people can't really adapt and change, they rely on food or drink as a way of changing our state, making us feel good. But it's only temporary.
I'm
There's
reading
no-
Veronica's mind right now, her face.
And like when you're tracking your food too, document those moments in your tracking. Like, I felt really hungry for this right at this time, because
That's a
you
good
might
idea.
notice like what you had before and what you're having
Yes.
after, and like what that in between, and like what led to that, what led to that,
Track
that
the
breakdown.
source of the craving.
Yeah. So
Yep.
there's always a way. So tracking, like self-monitoring is like
post-
huge.
Post on the page, on their family page. That's private, guys. That's within our group. And, Donna, at one point, she had done a whole video. I mean, it was sad. I mean, she was crying and she was upset, but it was still a relief for her to just vent it all out, let her know. I called her. A lot of people, I think you called her.
Yep.
We called her. We talked to her, got her to throw away all the junk food she was hiding. She literally took it to the garbage and took a picture of it and showed me that she threw it in the garbage. I don't know if she went and got more, but,
don't
still,
think she did.
but still,
that.
yeah. So, that's just said, we're here. We know we can't see you face to face all the time, but we're still here. So you can still reach out. Sam, at one point I said, I'm having a hard time when my husband doesn't eat very well in the house and he has all this crap and it's like right there in front of me. I don't really want it, but when it's there, I like put it in my mouth. I'm like, why did I do that? So he's like, well, when you do that, then text me or send me a picture, like say something, and that helps. When I think of that, like, I could just text in that 5 seconds it takes him to do that. I'm not going to put that chip in my
There's
mouth.
a way to battle the cravings, and there's usually a reason like why we're doing it. So like track those moments and don't be afraid to reach out and let us know what's going on, and like we want to help get to the bottom of it. So
Generally speaking, to kind of dig more into what you were saying, cravings, we check the two things. The most important one, I think, not important, but like poignant, what's another for poignant? Like the most like pulling one is emotion. So generally speaking, people want to feel a certain way because they're not. And so they let food or drink get them to that state. That's usually the most important. Like, people want to feel better. What easier way to feel better than to eat or drink something that makes you feel good? Sugar high, right? That's usually number one. Number two is a legitimate nutrition deficiency, which in the Western diet is very easy to come by. That's where supplements are very helpful. Like a multivitamin can cover a lot of your bases. Even a healthy multivitamin can curb a lot of cravings. Because generally speaking, if your body's lacking things like potassium or magnesium or sodium, it can feel like, oh my gosh, I need ice cream right now, or pizza like right now, but you don't really.
Well, and that's an example I use quite a bit is with chocolate. We always like, oh, I need chocolate. I crave chocolate. I'm on my cycle. I need chocolate. Well, it's because your body is lacking in magnesium. So your body isn't going, I need magnesium. You're wanting that feel that magnesium gives you, that nutrient it gives you. So an orange, half an orange is going to help because it's got magnesium or some food with magnesium. But an orange is easy for me to remember. So having an orange,
Non-orange chocolate?
my body always
Orange
wants chocolate, so I don't know.
yeah, I don't want chocolate. But just something like that, or potassium if you're having cramps or in your muscles and stuff. Bananas are a good go-to a lot of times. Don't want to overeat them because they're high in like natural sugar, and carbs, but it still has the potassium that's going to help with that craving that you might have.
Yep. And above all else, always, how do I put this? Put food in perspective, guys. It's just food. Like, let it fuel your body to help you actually feel better long term, rather than the short term gain of having a sugar high or a pizza or, a bottle of wine, whatever it is. I'm not saying you guys drink bottles of wine, but like, make sure that you're doing things for the long term feeling good, not the short term feeling good.
And I will say, like, sometimes you won't see the gains like right away. It takes a little bit of time for the food action to take place in your body and to make those adjustments.
True.
You're building muscle and you're losing fat still. So don't think that after 1 week, oh my gosh, I haven't lost a pound, that you're not doing, that your body's not still working. Trust me, it still is.
I saw a comic strip. I can't remember where I got it, so I don't know if I can find it again. But it was of a woman. She weighed herself first thing in the morning, got her weight, and then literally ate like healthy for the day, and then weigh yourself at the end and lost no weight and said, this doesn't work. Oh, I forgot what I saw. It was so funny. It's like, there's only 4 panels. It was weight, healthy, weight, and with times. And then it didn't lose any weight. And she was like, screw this, it's not working. And I was like, that's a good
So-
illustration though.
Initially, when we started doing the virtual workouts, I did a video about weighing your cells. And really, if you're on something, you really shouldn't weigh yourself more than once a week, because our weight does fluctuates all day. It goes up and down all day and every day.
Can I correct you?
It'll change.
I have people weigh themselves every day.
Well, I did that before, but if you're going to do that, you want to do it right close to the same time every day.
There you go.
So you don't want to. I was getting to that. So you don't want to get up first thing in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, and weigh yourself, and then the next day weigh yourself at 5 p.m.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. So you're not. You probably, and if you do see the weight drop, I don't know. It just doesn't happen that way. So if you're going to weigh yourself every day to keep track, same time every day.
You know, we haven't talked about this personally, but like, I don't know if you have anybody doing measurements or not, but
I do, depending on where they want to lose the most fat from. But go ahead, measurements are cool.
yeah, measurements can be very helpful because you won't always see the gains on the scale. So if you can consistently measure yourself, and maybe we can drop something tomorrow or tonight so that you can see like where you should be measuring yourself inconsistently, just so you can kind of track the gains in another way versus just always depending on the scale to like see where you're getting.
Put a reminder in your phone. We can do
Yeah,
it tomorrow
okay.
after the live. So we'll show you guys the most common areas to measure and how to do it. You will need a partner if you're measuring your arms, but otherwise you can do everything else by yourself. Very simple.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. But yeah,
You want
measurements are
to
good.
use the same tape measure
Same.
too.
Yeah.
The cloth tape measure. You want to use the same one.
Yep. So every kind you get, make sure that you're doing it. If you have somebody else measuring your arms, make sure they're the ones doing it every time, because user error is an incredible thing. And I spent an entire year making that mistake. Don't do what I did. We had a whole measurement book full of false measurements because different people were doing different measurements. It's awful.
Yeah.
Post the pics, even if they aren't what you quote unquote should eat. Yeah. Exactly.
And-
There's no shaming.
Yeah, and we're not
Yeah.
going to come in there and go, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, no.
You know, we're like, "Well,
Just gently
here's
correct
some
you.
better choices for you,"
Yeah.
or maybe focus more on this than that, or your portion sizes. Everybody that has been with us has done some nutrition plans with us. They have a lot of knowledge too, and will give you positive feedback and really celebrate the things that you are doing well too. So you
That's
might
the
not
main
even
thing.
realize how well you're doing until we point it out, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, okay, that's cool," So
Accountability, Shelly says. Accountability is huge.
Mhm.
You are more than welcome. This goes for all 3 of us across the board. I know this for a fact. Shelly, you are more than welcome to message any one of us every single day with food pictures, with your weight, with everything is relevant. We're more than happy to take that for you. Like, or you post in the group, whatever is meaningful for you to stay on track. We're happy to help you.
yeah, I've had others tell me that I don't want to bother you with it. Well, that's why I'm here. That's part of what we're doing here. That's part of our service to you, is to be here to help you with your nutrition. Just as if you were coming in here and you had questions,
Yep.
you still reach out. And it's not like I'm necessarily doing anything. I'll answer you when I can. If I am busy at the moment, I'll get to you. So don't ever think that you're bothering me.
And I want to do 2 things at once. Shelly has her hand raised. I want to let her talk for a second. Hang on, before Shelly gets to you, I want to
She said
answer.
no. She doesn't
No?
want to.
Oh, you're good. Then put your hand down. Yeah.
Sign language.
What is it? Lower your hand. I lowered it. I feel so powerful on
She's like,
Zoom.
"Talk to the hand."
I'm kidding. I don't overeat with stress. I just don't eat at all. It's hard forcing myself to eat. You know what? I can actually relate to that. I've had stressful days where I eat like once, so I can relate to that. Let the feeling pass, and in time, it's okay. Like, and it doesn't happen every day. So if it happens once, it's not going to do any damage to you, because it is harder, I think, to force yourself to eat something, especially if you're not feeling it. But maybe a step to build up to that, Kristen, is just like munch on some protein or like have some more water, something to kind of get something in your system, just kind of relax. Or, I mean, if you can afford it, and when I say afford it, I mean time-wise, like take a nap. I know it sounds like really silly to say, but like naps are huge because sleep can actually reset your appetite the way it should be despite stress. And sleep, more than anything, is the best combat against stress. So, Kristen, on those days, you don't feel like eating anything, and maybe work to sit in the hay early and just say, you know what, I'm calling it a day. I want to go to bed and get more sleep that day. feel better tomorrow, and you actually
You're
feel
hungry in the morning. Probably.
yeah. And if you eat, here's the deal. So there's this. I don't teach much of this because it's a lot for people, but there's a notion of like weekly intake, not just daily intake. So Kristen, if you like, if on a Tuesday you have like nothing, and you like overeat more than usual on a Wednesday, it's gonna even out between those 2 days, right? So if you hit the hay early, maybe you had a really stressful day, you just going to bed and calling it a day, and you barely ate anything, and then the next day you're super hungry. That's actually a good thing. Your body's like back to normal. So like, don't deny the appetite. Like, eat a little more than you used to, because it'll balance itself over the course of the days, over the course of the week. All right. So sometimes one of my coaches taught me this. Sometimes less, sometimes more, sometimes none. It's all okay. It balances out.
And stress, I mean, that can kind of lead to like, oh, I had a really stressful day. I just don't feel like doing anything. I don't want to work out. You know, like we said before, plan that workout. Plan to eat. You know, plan to do those things. Resting is good too. I think that's a good option. But I think like just planning, knowing ahead of time what you're going to eat for the day, that could help too. Just like knowing, okay, I'm going to have a chicken salad for lunch tomorrow, and then just sticking to it. You know.
Also, prepping is really going to help you. So planning and prepping. So prep the food ahead of time, because when we don't eat, then you're like, oh, I don't feel like eating, but here's a bag of chips. You're going to eat that because you don't have anything else prepared. But if you have something prepared, I always feel a lot more dedicated to eating, because I'm like, well, I made this and I need to eat it, or at least eat what I can.
Always
So,
have food in
but
the fridge
yeah,
to
so
go
you,
to.
yeah, so you always want to try to have good go-to foods, even if it is a piece of fruit. You know, we don't want to overindulge on fruit, but you know, fruit's still a better choice than, like I said, a bag of chips or chocolate bar. So.
Madam says she's been doing really good with the eating.
Ooh.
Lost 19 pounds.
Nice job.
Nice job, Madam.
Who's that?
Madam.
Oh,
Just needs to get
Woo-hoo.
consistent with the working out.
Gotta
Get it.
hit play.
Get it. Hit
There's
play.
no
Build
other
that
way.
muscle.
There's no way to do it than hit play. Like, and I think that's another thing. Like, we've been talking a lot about strategy, a lot about what's been working really well for us and what works for you guys too. But when it comes down to it, you just got to do the dang thing, right? Like, that's the secret. That's the big secret. I've been doing the dang thing for 12 years. Just don't stop. You get to the point, you play the game with your team, don't stop. That's what you want to go for. What's up, Laura? Meeting you. Sorry. Bye.
you know,
Good to see you.
That's so mean.
Adrian's been doing it for 12 years, and I've honestly, I've been working here over 2 years, but I've been on my weight loss journey 3 years.
Yep.
And I've beaten myself up. I'm like, God, I know how to lose 100 pounds. Why can't I lose the last 20 or 30, you know? But still, I'm still making progress. And it really is only 3 years. Still, you know, I haven't been doing it for 12 years.
It's only 12 years.
So,
So
yeah.
long way to go.
So, right.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
well,
It's a nonstop game.
You're a lot younger than me, so.
And I think for me, like, I
started
And I
We're
think
not
for
really
me,
young.
like, you know, I've hit a lot of goals, and now I'm just kind of keep continuing and progressing. But for me, it's been about building that consistency over the long run, because it's not just about like, oh, hit that goal and stop there. You know, it's about building a lifetime of like nutritional and fitness and health awareness, you know, and just being there for your family and being there for your kids and just doing it for the long run. You know, it shouldn't be just like, I want to get fit and then I'm just going to go back to what I used to do. You know, it should be like surrounding yourself with those people, with those foods, with all the good things in your life that's going to like build happiness and like, you know, for the long run.
Yep. And it kind of is like the cosmic joke of things, because we would love it if we put in work for 5 or 10 years and like that was set, like our body would just run on autopilot. But the irony is that it won't. And the fat irony is that you could put in like 2 years of work that can be undone in like 3 months, which is the really, really fat irony of exercise and eating right. So that's the even more important part of making sure that you're staying consistent, which is really important, which is why it always goes back to action-oriented goals. Focus on what you're doing and just do it. Like, don't talk yourself out of it. Don't even give yourself the chance. You get what you tolerate. You got to be able to stick with what is more important to you. It's your body. Like, you have one. You can't like go to the repair shop for your arm. You know, like you can't like rip off your torso and say, give me abs, thanks, I'll pay you $5,000. Like, it's not how it works. It doesn't work. If we invent that, we'll
Yeah,
get it.
we can't do it for you.
No.
You guys have to do it yourself.
Close thing that's like
But we
liposuction.
want
It's
to
like
lead
plastic.
you. We want to guide you and like just give you everything we have to like get there. So
Yeah. Hold yourself to a
Use
higher
us.
standard, guys. Like, don't give yourself an out. You can't. Life has no outs, and no one gets out alive either. But you may as well go out swinging, for God's sake. You may as well do what you got to do. Like, give yourself your best shot at living your best
Shit.
life.
But shaft.
But don't
shaft.
what am I going to say? Don't kid yourself into thinking that 1 or 2 years of work is going to solve all your problems. I think that's really important. Like, have a longer term vision for yourselves.
Well, honestly, I was very nervous and anxious about if we didn't stay open. Where I tried to vision myself, like if we hadn't stayed open and I wouldn't be able to see the guys every day, so I feel you guys, like not having us, face to face. But I was like, man, what would I do? Would I just give up? Not do anything? So that reminded me, like, this is all me. They're a great support system to keep me on track or get me on track, but accountability, but it's all me, So if for whatever reason we did close and I wouldn't be able to come here anymore, I'm like, well, what would I do? Well, I got to find something. So start walking in the cemetery.
Yeah, there you go. And to give you guys a little bit of encouragement, there is a lot to be said about taking control over yourself despite the external situation. Like, if you can continue to exercise and do things for yourself, even if your gym closes or you lose a family member or, God forbid, your cat or your dog die, right? Or you have to move to a new city in a different state, or any sort of number of things change, or you get a serious breakup, anything like that. If you can continue despite all of that to take care of yourself, that is a huge asset to yourself as a person, because you are in way more control than you think you are. And that can allow you to spring back from changes even more and give you a more steadfast way of living, which is so important. Like, that's what I always want for you guys. Like, no matter what's going on in my life, I'll always work out and I'll always do my best to eat right. Do I slip up sometimes? Of course, I'm human. I love Reese's. Shoot me.
Sure, hit me.
I love Reese's.
I love
Right.
chocolate peanut butter.
There you go.
So good.
But
So-
like, don't beat yourself up about it.
Not to
And
cut you short,
you're fine.
but I know we're limited time.
I saw, we got a notification, we got a gift from Zoom saying our time limit was removed, so we're good.
Oh,
Oh, sweet.
whoop, whoop.
We got
So
time.
did we have other subjects or anything that we?
Kind of been going
Wanna
over the
do?
goals and stuff, so we've
Yeah.
been hitting it pretty good, which is good.
There's so much that's been pent up inside of us, so much coaching angst.
But I
Just
love
had to
seeing
pour
you
it out.
guys. I love being able to look into your eyes and see your face and see your expressions.
Thank God
It's
whoever
awesome.
invented Zoom.
Yeah, I know. I just want to keep building on this experience. I hope you guys are really enjoying this, and just gonna take it to heart, and we're here for you. So just
And
know
we're going to
that.
be here next Monday too. So if you guys have any questions or anything that you want to address, or have other people hear it or hear what they have to say too. So
Best thing to do, guys, is during these, since we have everyone on mute, you can either ask to be unmuted, so you can just talk if you want, or you can just post it in the chat. We can just get to it. That's fine too. Like, we always want interaction, which is what we're actually seeing right now, which is really cool. Dawn, you have your hand up. I don't know if you want to talk. I feel so powerful when I put those hands down. I'm kidding. A power trip on Zoom.
Is there okay? It says like any machine, your body needs the constant motion to keep it in its best shape. Is there a supplement that isn't so sweet?
Depends on what kind you're
Is there a
talking about.
supplement that isn't so sweet?
as far as like a pre-workout,
Or protein,
Or
oh, you're good. Yeah, you just gotta be careful, like the double tap.
Dawn, you can unmute yourself too.
Let's do this.
Look at that. You can.
Yeah,
Nice,
you can.
Shelly. Ha.
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 All right. Yeah, you got it. Hang on. Ask to unmute. Oh, there we go. What's up, Don?
Pre-workout and intra is too sweet. I need something that's not so sweet.
Blue raspberry.
Actually, I'm not using the ones you had, Adrian. I'm using something else. And I got a raspberry lemonade, and it's just too sweet.
What's the brand?
C4.
Oh, I've had C4 before. It's kind of like Sketch, though, Don. Just saying.
You
Be
can-
careful with C4.
I mean, you could water
I
it
do.
down or do like half a scoop, maybe.
Yeah.
That same.
I would
That's what I'm doing.
workouts because C4 has been linked to heart problems.
Gotcha.
but
Don't
yeah.
mean to scare you.
So pre-workout, I've kind of gotten used to a little bit sweeter now. Like I just do like a shot, of alcohol. And
But you
just
can.
like
let's
that.
see you do
But
that.
the intra is really sweet. I put it like in a half a gallon of water.
Yeah, water
I
it
had
down.
2 scoops. I had it like super watered down.
Yep.
So it just gives my water
Okay.
you drink it all day too.
Yeah, and I'd find a different brand other than C4 because that one actually has been linked to like problems.
That stuff gives me I had to get the itchy.
Okay.
You scare you, Don. Just giving you the evidence.
But
If you just
if
switch, yeah, you'd be okay.
yeah, if you got to finish it off or
Switch
whatever, just get it watered down.
Just I
I
got.
will do that. I'll find something different. Any suggestions?
I stick with like less, like watermelon flavor, you know, because it always seems to be a little more muted, like a watermelon or like a lime or,
Mixed
you know.
berry is good too. I've had mixed berry flavors and stuff.
Yeah. Don't like watermelon.
You know what? Water it down and get off C4. I took that
Yeah.
stuff. My brother got me on C4 when I started working out at 17, 18. I mean, yeah, like a 17-year-old guy can handle it,
Yeah.
but it's research. It's not good for you.
I took it for a while too.
Will do.
And I would start sweating, but then I had like heart palpitations. That's coming from an 18-year-old fit kind of
Yeah,
guy.
that stuff really gets you
So you
going.
gotta imagine. You gotta imagine what it's gonna do to somebody that's like, you know, older and just working out. Like, I don't think about it. Change brands. Let us know how it tastes.
But if you do have a good pre-workout, and Adrian actually gave me this tip a long time ago, is when you're planning on working out, if you're gonna like do the live workout, as soon as you get up, take it.
There you go.
And you don't want to waste it, right? Because you paid for it, so you don't want to waste it. So that's gonna help you motivate you to push play.
That's called
or do something.
a pre-frame. In technical terms, it pre-frames you for the workout because now you're ready to go. It's a very powerful key using environment to your advantage. Yep. There you go.
Pro tip.
I love you guys' questions. I love trying to drop all the knowledge bombs here. We're gonna run out of stuff. Can't talk about anything next week.
We'll find some new material for sure.
Who's under Dawn? Who's that?
That's what do you mean?
Oh, under her.
Yeah,
The
right
person.
here.
I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
I don't see the name. Hang on.
Who are
It's a
you?
new
I don't know that face.
Laura.
Laura.
Laura?
That's who it is.
Hi, Laura.
We
Hi,
haven't,
Laura.
we haven't met Laura, I don't think. Have we met you, Laura?
Don't think face to
Just
face.
waving.
Don't think face to
No.
face.
Okay.
Hang on, Laura. I'm gonna. You unmute yourself. Introduce yourself, Laura. Say hi to the group.
Hi. There's a lot of background noise because I'm putting my kids to bed, but I'm new, like 4 days ago new. So
Okay.
She, right?
Welcome.
There's one of them. There you
yeah,
Is it Laura?
teats.
That's right. Okay.
I'm gonna mute myself again because there's a lot of noise.
Laura. Everybody. Laura. Introductions have been made. Normally do
Now,
that in
anybody
person.
else that's done Zoom too, does this post too? Like everybody can
So
go
I
back
have
and
it to
watch
automatically record, so
Oh,
yes, it will.
Oh, nice.
So I can post it. It's not how long it'll take to upload. See my laptop does. Well, we're trying to give you guys the best of the best here. All right, we're trying to give you guys the nuggets that are actually like applicable, that matter to your life, that you can do. We've never been ones to like waste our breath on stuff that doesn't really make a difference.
Well, we're just really directing it towards a lot of the questions that we've been getting, you know, and a lot of the help that people are asking, that they're messaging us like that too. So it's everybody. We're all in the same boat here, you know. So that's what we're trying to address, is just try to get to all the masses, all the questions.
Address everything
So,
at once.
so if you have any other questions, you know, feel free to ask us or message us later. If you
Don't
have
be
any more,
shy.
So, yeah.
There's a really good quote, and I'm sure we'll have questions that I think, but there's a really good quote I heard once. Success is paid, and the rent is due. Good quote to remember. Success is paid, and the rent is due every day. So the success in this case that we're talking about is your vitality, your health, your body, the body that you really want. That's the success that we're shooting for. The rent is paid every day through exercising right, through eating right. So when Eve is talking about recommitting herself, you can even make that a daily recommitment to yourself. That's how I've operated since I started, because I fall in love with it. So every single day is a new opportunity for me to feel how hard I can push myself, for me to get stronger. And for myself, it's always been about confidence. So Eve was talking about external motivation earlier. For me, it's about internal motivation, how I feel about myself and how I relate to the world at large. So for me, it's key to commit every single day, because I don't ever want to lose that edge. That's really important for me personally. All right, so find the thing that's going to get you to basically pay the rent every day. And really, it's free rent. It's just time, putting in time. It's working hard, right? So it's not paying money every day. It's more about
dad
But
would
if you
say.
want to pay money,
Hey, go for it. He's got a tip jar on the
yeah.
bench outside. So you
If
guys,
that's a motivator for you.
you know what? That actually might be for some of you. Some of you guys may just have to pay. He's got a Venmo account set up. Facebook group. Ken's got one too. Tip your favorite coach.
There you go.
I'll take donations.
Well, I was talking to Sam a couple weeks ago that I read talking about like why a coach should have a coach or pay another coach too, because money isn't that tends to motivate people. But so instead of working towards like, so say you're going to do a challenge that pays $500 at the end, you don't work towards getting that $500. I would actually like pay Sam, like hand him a check for $500 to hold on to, and then if I met my goal, I can have it back.
There you go.
But if I don't meet my goal, then he needs to keep that $500. So I'm like, oh, that'd be a little bit more, but I'd be like, oh, no, that's $500.
being out financial commitment is an incentive. Whenever I've paid for coaching programs to learn how to better run a business, it's a lot of money, but it's always been worth it because it's held me accountable. So I get that. It makes a lot of sense, literally and figuratively. So some of you guys got to pay up. Tip jars, Venmo, PayPal. Do it.
I'd be happy to hold a $500 check. for you
Minimum
guys.
deposit, $500. Gotta get in.
Well, I mean, I had to pay to keep my certificate. I had to pay for that.
There you go.
So I had to pay to take a class so I can keep my certificate.
Tuition.
Yeah, keep going.
Yep. Success is earned and the rent is paid daily. Those are the things we want to leave you guys with on this mighty, marvelous, mountainous, mahogany Monday.
Mahogany. I was waiting for
So
mahogany.
did you work out today, Nicole?
I had to bring it back. Look at that. Oh, come on.
Okay.
Veronica, did you work out today?
You still got time.
No? Great. Shelly, did you work out today? Oh, we're over 3. Dawn worked
Dawn
out.
did.
Saw
We saw
something.
her.
Carmela? I think Carmela worked out. Saw
There you
that.
go.
Sherry, did you work out today? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Laura? Laura?
Oh, no. Laura,
Did
did
you
you
work
work
out
out today? I can't tell if she's shaking or nodding. April, did you work out today?
April, I saw April.
Yes.
Yeah, we
All
saw
right.
her.
Okay. Madam, did you work out today? We need, please, I need a
She disappeared.
nod. She's like
Oh, there
moving
she is.
around.
Oh.
Mary Beth, did you work out today? Yes, you did? Yes.
Nice.
All right. So
nice.
it's like, what, 6 for 8? Something like that? 5 for 8? I
That's
don't
pretty
know. I
good.
lost track.
April's on a bike ride right now. Shoot.
Mobile Zoom.
Oh, she is.
Come on by. Come
Yeah.
on. Give us a lift.
She's riding over to one of your houses.
She's zooming in.
All right. I need a show of
But
hands.
actually, we're behind our house. There's a big cornfield and a bunch of paths, riding paths, and so we're back there
That's convenient. Show of
checking
hands.
it out.
Who's going to work out tomorrow? I am. Come on. Put your hand up.
There it is. There you
Nicole.
go. There,
Come on.
oh, I see it. I
2
see it.
hands if you're definitely going to work out
You see it,
tomorrow.
There you
Do
go.
it.
Come on, there we go. There it is. Let's get it. Let's get it.
I have you guys' commitment.
Yep.
If you don't work out tomorrow, you owe each of them $10.
Oops.
Or work out.
And also, just a reminder, here at 6:45 morning,
Damn.
or just a
For a warm up.
nice little walk.
Warm up.
Nice little warm
Free
up.
workout
nice,
walk.
Nice little walk out
Do
in
it.
the cemetery. It's nice and peaceful.
Do it to it. And remember, we're trying to build more engagement, guys. Wednesday. When? 6:30 p.m. Where? Ramona
Ramona
Park.
Park.
What are we doing? Exercise. Working out. Bring a mat.
On the grass.
Otherwise, your back may itch from grass. I know mine does all the time if I roll around in it. So bring a mat. And that's all you need. Just you, yourself, a mat. It's some fun.
It's not too much on the ground this time.
Um,
I wrote the workout, so
Yep.
not too much.
Awesome. Sweet. We try to make it more interactive. So like the format of the workout's going to be like 25-minute AMRAP, something like that.
Yep.
So we have a lot of time
Well,
to mosey
broken
with you
down,
guys.
but yeah, it's going to be about 25 minutes.
I'll bring the wine. Post-workout wine.
No, he won't.
Why?
Celebrate.
We're gonna have a picnic in the bar.
What are you gonna do there watching?
Well, it
Yes.
is. I don't know if I always been to Ramona
I'll have my
Park
fake.
before.
I'll sit down with a bottle.
But
Two
if you
phone
guys
calls
want to
right
pay,
now.
if you guys want to pay, you can swim over there at Long Lake too.
Oh yeah, it's in the back.
Yeah, if you want to go
Yeah,
in there
post-workout swim.
afterwards.
Yeah, supposed to go. I could do
So
that.
Get it.
bring the kayak.
Or you can go for a swim, or you have a picnic with me, have some wine, do some
Pick your choice.
fine
Pick your
dining.
poison.
We got plenty of options, guys. Entertaining, hardcore here.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got for today.
Thanks for joining us.
It's been about an hour.
Appreciate it. We'll be back
Hope you guys enjoyed this. Yes, we'll be back when?
next week.
Next Monday. Monday.
But they'll all see us tomorrow on the workout.
7:45.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We better see all you guys at some point in time. It's not live. Be a comment. You. Really, what you guys should be doing. Here's another little. You want to see the cheesiest thing? Whenever you point one finger at someone, you got 3 pointing back at you. All right, your ultimate finger should be pointing at yourself, saying, "I'm gonna work out." So everyone, point to yourself right now on your nose.
Ding, ding, ding,
Say,
ding, ding,
"I'm gonna work out, and I'm gonna do it
I'm
for
gonna
me.
work out.
I'm gonna work out."
I'm gonna do it for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna make better food choices.
Yeah.
Just do this.
I'm gonna carve out my body. I'm gonna carve out
I'm gonna
those
do it.
bodies that I'm working on.
I'm gonna do it. Oh no.
No, none of that.
All right, we gotta do it.
Hands in.
Hands in.
Hands in.
We'll
Hands in.
say, I'm gonna make a complicated one. Can we say edumacation?
Education.
Educate.
Educate.
Educate. Because that's what we're trying to do is educate, but it's edumacate.
Educate.
Edumacate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Edumacate! All right, I'm ending this call.
Thank you.
See you guys next week. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Godspeed.